Hey everybody, this is Jonnydem. We're doing something different. We haven't done this on any of my channels before. We're cooking stuff. This is just for a second.
Hi. That's
Molly. She's a good friend of mine. We've actually cooked stuff before, and what I've realized is because last time we cooked a paella. Oh, I'm not even on camera. We cooked a paella, and when we did that, everyone kind of had to take our word for it that it was actually good. Because it was just the two of us that ate it, right?
But we had pictures.
We had pictures.
And the pictures looked amazing.
It's true, but I think we should be documenting the whole thing because not only was the dish good, but it was fun coming up with the recipe. And what we've done this time, I told you I wanted to make scallops because I never made scallops at home, right? And so we're making scallops, and you can't just eat scallops by themselves, but they don't pair with a lot of stuff real easily. So we actually came up with a theme because we found a recipe that included shrimp and scallops, and then we just kind of worked off of that, and we kind of made this Caribbean themed meal, really. So okay, so you got this. It's skewers, right?
Right. So we have grilled drunken shrimp and scallops, which are going to be marinated in tequila and lime juice. So there's kind of like our tropical theme. Yeah.
What I said it was themed as a Caribbean cruise because oftentimes on some cruises you'll go to Jamaica and Mexico. Mm-hmm. So we got the tequila, we got the tropical. We're gonna put pineapple on them, right?
Right. We can put a pineapple and maybe some vegetables on the skewers to go along with that. Mm-hmm. And then we are going to make a Caribbean coleslaw, which again we're going to kind of stick with a tropical, fruity kind of side dish for that. And then you found a recipe for some
rice
to sort of Caribbean,
plain
white rice.
I found a blog post that had different ways you can spice up just regular steamed rice, and then one of the options was a Caribbean one that has coconut milk, clove, allspice, and thyme. Mm-hmm. Anyway, that's what we came up with. We're gonna go to the store, just get a couple things. You actually had most everything already.
Yes.
All right. So Molly, what are you doing?
So I am cleaning, peeling, and I will devein these shrimp.
Yeah. So this is like the first step. So we just got back from the grocery store. These are some shrimp you already had.
Yes, these are some nice frozen Gulf shrimp.
Georgie.
Thank you, Georgie.
Yeah, he's putting his 2 cents in. So something interesting that Molly found out in reading on the different ingredient, or I guess it was the recipe stuff, is that there's a. Let me get a good view of this in the light. So there's this thing on the side of a scallop. What they call it, like a foot
muscle.
They call it a foot muscle. I'm sure it's something that they use to get around or something. I don't know. Like, what is it? What is a scallop?
I want to say it is a mollusk.
That's what I thought.
Or a bivalve.
Something like that.
I'm not sure which.
It's a simple-ish organism.
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe they live in shells.
Yeah.
And I think the foot muscle is what attaches to the shell.
But see, this thing I'll pull off here. I'll get another one here and show you. But it's good to take. At least what you read, it said it was good to take that off because it's a different texture than the rest of the muscle, or the scallop.
Yeah. So all the recipes will tell you to remove the foot muscle from your scallops.
Right. So here, let's get another one here. This one actually there it is, and it's pretty obvious once you see a few of them what it looks like. I'm pretty sure that one is right here.
Yeah, it looks different from the rest of the scallop.
It's on the side,
and it just peels right off.
It's really easy to take off, and it's interesting because it sounds like there's actually some differing opinions on it because we talked to the guy at the counter. And he was just like, he didn't even know about it.
The fishmonger at HEB was not even sure what I was talking about because I asked him if they had the foot muscles removed already, and he just kind of stammered a little bit and didn't really know. And I said, okay, don't worry about it. I'll figure it out.
Exactly. So we got only a couple more here, and then pretty soon we'll be putting these on our skewers and with our vegetables and such. cooking them up. So also, I'll probably include it at this point because I'm remembering it right now, but I'll put a picture right here. I'll show you Randy, who was our checkout guy at HEB.
We promised him internet fame.
Right. If we can provide it, we will give him internet fame. So I'll put his picture up right here. But yeah, way to go, Randy. Good job.
Since tequila is one of our ingredients, we're going to take a shot real quick of our delicious $20 750 milliliter
This is the real
vodka.
reason we're doing this. It's an excuse to drink.
Yep. Smooth.
It is pretty smooth for tequila.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Delicious.
$20. Show them the bottle. $20 for this whole bottle. Of course, it was purchased in Louisiana and not Texas.
This was purchased at Sam's Club in Louisiana, where they can sell alcohol in grocery stores. $20.
I think,
and it's delicious.
I think we're the weird ones in Texas, right? But most states you can buy liquor in grocery stores.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we're the weird ones. We have some stupid. What do they call them? Red laws? Blue laws?
They're blue laws in Louisiana.
But anyway. But that was actually really good tequila.
Right?
I'm just realizing that now because it doesn't actually quite burn as much as I'm used to tequila burning.
It doesn't taste like rubbing alcohol.
Oh my gosh. One thing we're doing right now is actually preparing the ingredients. So I'll show you that here, that process here in a minute. At least the final. Okay, hold on. She's doing something.
Okay. Here's a pro tip, guys, if you don't already know this because it's common knowledge. In order to maximize the juice that you get out of your limes and lemons, you want to roll them on a hard, flat surface first to kind of break up those little juice pockets.
Yep.
So that they're a little bit easier to squeeze and you get more bang for your buck.
Absolutely.
Pro tip.
Yeah, and you were full of pro tips at the grocery store. So how did we pick the limes? Because I didn't know this.
Okay, well, so my personal preference when I'm choosing my produce. So citrus, for example, you want to make sure you get kind of a soft fruit. The harder it is, the less juice that's inside.
Which was super useful to me because I'm usually finding if I find something that's harder, I assume that it's ripe and ready to go.
No.
But with citrus, that's not what you want.
My personal experience, I squeeze all my fruit.
Right.
And the softer the citrus is,
more juice.
the more juice you're gonna have.
Which is what you want out of a lime
you
anyway.
Want a juicy orange or a juicy lemon or a juicy lime.
Right. Okay. All right. So we're gonna show you what ingredients that we're using for the scallops and the shrimp for the marinade.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So I'm gonna let you do this because you've memorized this and I haven't. So are we gonna go here first?
No, we're gonna go here first.
Okay.
We have approximately a pound of cleaned, peeled, deveined shrimp and a pound of cleaned, foot muscle removed scallops.
Plus 6.
Plus 6. A pound plus 6. So we're gonna put all of that in our little marinade Ziploc bag here. And these have been patted dry to remove any excess moisture because you really want to, when you're marinating something, you want to let the marinade do the moisturizing and not the excess water. Okay, all of our meat is in our bag here. Now, we are going to take a 1/4 cup of tequila.
Good, tasty tequila.
We're going to take a 1/4 cup of fresh squeezed lime juice. We're going to take a 1/4 cup of olive oil. We're going to take, this is 2 teaspoons sugar, 2 teaspoons salt, and a 1/2 teaspoon of paprika. The recipe called for regular paprika, but I have smoked paprika because it's way better.
There you go.
I'm going to put that in there. Now, I have 4 cloves of garlic that have been smashed to bits. And I have some fresh snipped oregano. And we're gonna put that all in our marinade bag. We're gonna seal it up. And we're gonna give it a good rub to get all those ingredients nice and mixed up. And then this only has to marinate for about 15 minutes. I suppose if you wanted to, you can marinate it for longer. Obviously, the longer you marinate something, the more flavors are going to be infused. But this is a really quick marinade, which gives us just enough time to get our charcoal started on our grill outside.
Which I already started.
He didn't do it my way, but he did it.
It'll work.
It'll work.
So we're actually gonna start putting the scallops and the shrimp and our vegetables on those skewers. Couple things I'm learning right now: when you're using wooden skewers, you want to soak them in water.
Yes, soak your skewers in water for at least 30 minutes prior to skewering and putting on the grill. That way, it prevents them from burning and charring while they're on the grill.
Yeah, and you were also saying something else about. Because I was asking you why you weren't putting vegetables on there.
Right. So you see the pictures of pretty shish kebabs and things, and they look gorgeous. You've got meat, vegetable. But in reality, you really need to cook different things that have different cooking times separately. So delicate meats like shrimp, seafood, are going to cook much faster than our hard vegetables. So we're going to skewer them separately so that we can control when the shrimp are done. We can take the shrimp off and leave the vegetables on so that they can cook to our desired doneness.
Nice. So there's alternating shrimp and scallops.
Right. And I'm not cramming them. Right. So you don't want to do that. You want to leave each one so that it's got, room, its own breathing room, so to speak. Because if you cram it all together, then you're going to find that it's not going to cook as evenly as you need it to. So there's two of our shrimp and scallop skewers. Now I'm going to do a couple of bell pepper, onion, pineapple skewers. And what we did too is we sort of drizzled some olive oil over the peppers and onions so that they have a little bit of an oil to cook with while they're on the grill.
Right, so this will cook a little better. Because normally you put raw ones on there. I've done that before, and it doesn't always turn out real great.
Yeah, because you need a coating to get the vegetables to get a nice grill on. And again, you don't want to squish them all together. You want to give them a little bit of room so that the heat and the fire can really get up to all the surface area of the food.
Cool. Next, we're going to check out that grill, which I hear is a custom grill.
It is. I have a really cool grill that no one else has.
Who made that?
My dad, who is 78 years old, welded me a grill from an old tire rim, and it's just the coolest thing ever.
It is pretty cool. All right, we'll check that out next. All right, go ahead and dump them.
Okay, so we use the chimney to start our charcoal because, I don't know, that's the only way I can get charcoal to start.
It's pretty effective. I've actually never used one before.
I think someone didn't use enough charcoal, but that's
I used all that was in the bag.
Well, I have more.
I know. If you put it on top, it'll still burn. But yeah, that's the grill. Let's get a little, just the charcoal in there. You can put the grate on. Yeah. Yeah, we can definitely have some more charcoal in a second. But yeah, this is the grill. It's pretty cool.
Okay, so what we did with the leftover marinade that was in the Ziploc bag, so I poured it in a saucepan and I brought it to a boil on the stove. You can reuse marinade as long as you cook off any of the bacteria, especially if you're using it from raw meat. So just brought it to a boil for a few minutes. It thickened up just a little bit, and we're going to use it as a base on the grill while the shrimp and scallops are still cooking.
Look at how beautiful those scallops and shrimp are.
And you only want to grill this seafood for about 5 minutes each side, plus or minus a couple of minutes depending on how hot your fire is. So we're making a Caribbean coleslaw. It's pretty simple. It seems like a lot of ingredients, but basically you want to take some shredded cabbage, whatever color you prefer. I've got some green and some red, and you also want to take about a cup of shredded carrots in there too. On top of that, you want to take some fresh mango slices for a little bit of sweetness. Now on top of this, we're going to make a dressing, and the dressing consists of all this little stuff. So we're going to do 2 teaspoons of red wine vinegar, and we're putting it into a mason jar because we have to shake it to emulsify it. Okay, we need 2 teaspoons of olive oil, which I'll have to open a new bottle to get the second teaspoon, but that's okay. You need 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard. And I'm just eyeballing this stuff. It's not super important to be accurate. Okay. And we need 1 teaspoon of honey. Okay. Alright, now I'm going to add the juice of half of a freshly squeezed lime. I'm not following the recipe here exactly. I'm just kind of taking the general ingredients and modifying according to our tastes. We're going to take some minced garlic. That was probably about a tablespoon. It called for a little less, but we just use a whole tablespoon because you can never have enough garlic. And we're going to take a tablespoon of minced fresh jalapeno also, if we don't spill it everywhere first. Okay, and then we're going to take a tablespoon of brown sugar, and I'm going to grab some more olive oil, and basically we're going to shake this up for about 2 minutes to emulsify the ingredients, and this is going to be the dressing for our lovely Caribbean coleslaw.
Excellent.
After that, we're going to also add in some, pardon my mess, some freshly chopped green onions and some freshly cut cilantro. Now the recipe originally called for parsley, but I feel like cilantro is a little more on our theme of sort of Mexican Caribbean, and it might go a little bit better.
Excellent.
And then you'll toss this all up, and that'll be your coleslaw. We're going to put it in the fridge to let it chill while we make the rest of our food.
Like the rice, because we need to start on the rice.
We have to start on the rice. So this is the Caribbean rice. It doesn't have a flashy name.
Nope.
The recipe called for lighter brown rice. We decided to go with jasmine rice just because it should be a little more aromatic and maybe just a little bit more fun than plain rice. So we're going to make 1 cup. So that's 1 cup of dry rice. Calls for 1 3/4 cup of liquid for the jasmine rice, and 1 can of coconut milk is exactly 1 3/4 cup of liquid.
That worked out
perfectly. Okay, so we're gonna do a 1/2 teaspoon of ground allspice, and then an 1/8 of a teaspoon of ground cloves, and I'm gonna have to eyeball this. That's about right. And then it called for, what was it, a half a teaspoon of salt? Something like that?
Yeah, that's all it was.
So I'm not measuring that crap. We're just going to grind it up in there.
And the time comes after.
And the time comes, yeah, so you put it on the stove, cook it per heat.
Because we have fresh thyme.
This is fresh thyme from my little herb pot outside.
Yeah.
So we're not going to put that in yet. So then we're going to cook the rice according to the package directions and stir the thyme in after that, and that will pretty much be it.
Yay, rice.
Okay, so as you can see, we got everything plated. Everything is done. We're about to actually finally taste it. Actually, why don't you go ahead and do the honors?
Yay.
So we
first?
So we can get a we can get a reaction.
Okay. I just want to note that on top of our Caribbean slaw, for a little extra flair, I added some sliced avocado.
Yep.
Just for fun.
Just for funsies.
I thought it would go. Okay, I don't know what to try first, so let's try
the
rice.
rice. I'm curious about that rice.
I am. It looked really good while it was cooking. You could definitely appreciate the creamy texture that the coconut milk added to it. It could use, I'm not getting a whole lot of the allspice or the clove, so maybe we could, if you try this at home, kick up a little bit of the seasonings, but it's very mild and it's very.
Would you go back a little bit on the coconut oil?
No, I think it's amazing.
Okay.
I think it just needs a little
more spice.
You need a little more of the spice to give it just a little more flavor.
Okay.
I would say maybe clove. Maybe do more than an eighth of a teaspoon of clove. Maybe make it the whole quarter teaspoon.
Okay.
Okay, so the rice is really good. It's creamy and delicious. So I'm gonna taste the scallop, because that was sort of the whole basis of this project was the scallops. So we think that we did not overcook them on the grill.
We're hoping not.
We're hoping we didn't. We'll find out. Edible. Not inedible, for the
rave review. It's edible.
That's all you can really hope for when you cook something. That it's edible. Anything else is just a bonus.
I'm gonna pop one of these pineapples.
Yeah, it's got a good flavor. I can taste the citrus and the marinade. So I'm gonna try one of our peppers now.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right, so this has been our first cooking video here on this channel, on the Jonnydem channel. And if it is your first time here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you can get notifications when we get new cooking videos, because I think we're going to do more of these because they're fun and tasty.
And the shrimp is delicious.
The shrimp is delicious. Yeah, so there you go. All right, so we're going to get out of here. Oh, I almost forgot. So, there's a slogan for this channel.
Okay.
And I don't think I told you what it was. And I'm going to explain it after I say it, because it's kind of crass. And some people are put off by that. But so we usually sign off and I tell everybody, don't be a bitch. And I say that.
That's fair advice any day of the week.
Right. And the reason is people take it out of context. The reason I say that is because this channel is kind of, for me, it's almost like it helps motivate me to do stuff I normally wouldn't do. And normally I wouldn't cook this by myself.
Normally he didn't cook.
Yeah, I was gonna say you did most of the work anyway. But the point is to do stuff, is to go out there and do stuff that wouldn't normally do. Don't be a bitch. Don't be afraid to do stuff that challenges you. But anyway, that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. And so don't be a bitch. And I will sign off with that. So bye. Georgie?
That might be a problem.
What? Are you scared of the camera? Are you scared? He doesn't like the camera.
No.
Is it okay now? No.